election in Rivers West Senatorial District went on as scheduled, but not without some hedges. Electoral materials in Ahoda East LGA were distributed as early as 8:30 a.m. and my visit to some polling units in the area showed the comportment of the electorates who filed out to cast their votes.
This is polling unit 1 in Ward 5 in Ahoda East local government. Was accredited and I have voted, and you can see from the look that the place has been very peaceful.
In fact, everybody came out peaceful to vote. The other parties came out, and PDP also came out, and I think the process is 100% peaceful.
INEC arrived 8:30 this morning.
And voting commenced.
And voting commenced around 9 o'clock.
The 17 units of Ward 5 Edoha in Ahoda East local government area witnessed massive turnout despite the late arrival of materials. Some of the voters who spoke to me shortly after they cast their votes commended INEC for a job well done. They however advised that the electoral umpire should facilitate early distribution of materials in the coming governorship and House of Assembly elections, as the late arrival of materials in today's election created panic among the electorate.
Election in my community, precisely my unit, it has been peaceful all the way. Even today, as you can see everybody standing happily for the election, for the vote. The Senate and the reps, APC is not involved, and we took it in good faith because we always pray that we keep to justice. For the presidential, we are voting because we are in the bylaw.
We voted. We've counted the votes, and PDP won all the elections from presidential, senate, and reps. We've written result, waiting for the APC agent to sign. When they saw that they failed, they refused to sign the result. They refused to sign their column, and all of them just went there and tear out the ballot papers.
In Abua Odua local government area, election materials got to Okobo at about 12:30 p.m. while voting commenced about 1 p.m. However, in Unit 15, Ward 1, the unit home of the River State Deputy Speaker, Honorable Marshal Owom, voters waited patiently to exercise their franchise, but the materials were nowhere to be found till our news crew left the area.
By INEC, currently there's some issues, and I think they're trying to resolve it. And I believe that with the voter turnout and the enthusiasm of the voters, we're all waiting earnestly to cast our votes. We are peace-loving, and we know our disposition is one of peace. We have a governor that has always been one that has kept us in close cohesion. And so there's no basis. We don't have no reason to want to foment problems or create violence or anarchy. And other parties that are not prepared perhaps will want to foment that to disrupt the...
Meanwhile, election in Emoha local government area went on peacefully as my visit to Akpabo community showed voters queuing up to exercise their franchise. This is Unit 007, Ward 10 in Emoha local government area of River State. As you can see, voting has commenced in earnest and the situation is calm and peaceful. As
you can see, everybody is calm. That's the essence of leadership. When you tell your people what to do, they do it. I don't think in other communities I've got reports that they are shooting everywhere, people have died and all that. So there is no need for it because neither of the candidates is from this community. So why are we killing ourselves? The most important thing is that people be allowed to vote candidates of their choice. Period. Omako Ababu 009 is where I vote. Ward 10. Obudioga Ababu in 2.
INEC has done a very great job. The Kadrida is functioning optimally. Everything is going on smoothly.
You can see. No noise. Vote and relax.
As voting ends, electorates who are members of the various political parties contesting for the election are expectant of announcement of results. Ogboka Umeda, RSTV News.
Carry out one of the most important responsibilities they have for them to carry out, because a vote today for the right candidate is a vote for infrastructure, a vote for of our children, and of course a vote for the desired respect. So that's why I consider it very important that we go out en masse and vote for candidates of our choice. So we are fully mobilized in the community, and we thank God for the atmosphere. We thank God that it is the ballot. Leaders are going to be elected through the ballot and not through the barrels of gun, as it is reported in other areas. So I have, over the years, during my stay in the assembly, taught them that the way to go is peace. We can't be here. You and I won't be here granting this interview if we were running from pillar to post. So everybody enjoys peace. I do not see any reason for excluding the National Assembly candidates of the All Progressives Congress. He's here to convince anybody why he took the decision. He talked about pronouncements of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court didn't make pronouncements in matters that they are party to, and the Supreme Court also did not look at the substantive issues. We are still at the Court of Appeal, so the last has not been heard about the situation in the River State. So all he would have done was obey the stay of order pronounced by the Court of Appeal, and you recall that it took quite a lot to get him to accept to get Zamfara on the ballot. And when you do that, the followership become confused. They don't actually know what to do. So we, as party leaders, we are looking at the options available to us. We are pursuing our matter. You recall that on Thursday, the Court of Appeal also made pronouncements, and people will move upstairs naturally. We have appeals still pending at the Supreme Court. So the best any umpire would have done was allow all candidates to contest, and at the end of the day, if the court says otherwise, then even if you win and the court say, look, you shouldn't have been there. But we thank God that we have been wrongfully excluded, which means we are looking forward to a stand-alone election here in Rivers State as it concerns the National Assembly election. And I pray that he changes his attitude before the governorship and the state assembly elections. So I don't consider him fit and proper, considering the shabby way in which the election was postponed after he had boasted at different fora that he was ready for the election. And the things we hear about REC and $1 million, if there are anything to go by, I didn't see any house cleaning between last Saturday and today. So what he's doing now is, let there be election. It doesn't matter the process. Let there be election so that we do not have constitutional crisis. If not, he's obviously not prepared. He couldn't have been prepared having been appointed executive secretary of Third Fund under the previous administration, and now he is chairman of INEC. So he is dangerously skewed to favor. I recall that the Minister for Education, who is now governor of Rivers State, was his boss in Third Fund. So I don't have confidence in the man, in Mahmoud.
Okay, in the midst of these provocative tendencies, what do you have to say to your followers?
Absolutely. You know that the followers of the members of the All Progressive Congress, as we have said at different times, you follow your leader. Everybody knows in this state that Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi is the undisputed leader of the All Progressive Congress, and he was governor of Rivers State for 8 years. While during this period, both his friends and enemies lived peacefully in this state. There were no beheadings and all that. So he is a man of peace. We can only do what he directs us to do. And were it not so, he won't be here nearly every other weekend in the state. We have seen governors who have ruled this state and cannot boldly come in here. We have seen such people. So the man is a man of peace, no matter what people say about him. I think Rivers State if they were to make a choice now between Amechi and whatever is happening now, they will know their guess is as good as mine. Pensioners will now know who to choose and all that. So we are what our leader makes of us, and that is to toe the line of peace. That is why I'm here in this serene environment, savoring the flora and fauna of my community.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes. We just saw you cast your vote. Tell us the situation in your polling unit.
You can see, everybody is calm. That's the essence of leadership. When you tell your people what to do, they do it. I don't think in other communities I've got reports that they are shooting everywhere, people have died and all that. So there is no need for it because neither of the candidates is from this community. So why are we killing ourselves? The most important thing is that people be allowed to vote candidates of their choice. Period.
Can you confirm your polling unit?
Omako Ababu 009 is where I vote. Ward 10. Obudioga Ababu Itu. Okay. But this is my family hall. That's where I vote.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Let